Mbilli and Derevyanchenko.
Shout out to Derevyanchenko. I think he's one time was he ranked in 154, 160, 168, or he just fights everybody? What is it? What is it, Zittel?
Where'd you find that stat at?
Because I felt like he fought at 154.
Right.
I even know he was 168 last night until Zittel told me early.
Yeah.
I know he was at 160. My man fights everybody, and he's going to go the rounds. It's going to go the distance. He's going to give you a tough out. It's kind of is. I just wish he would be on the opposite side of one of these wins, man, at this point. Every time, even if it's close, he loses. He just can't.
I'm tripping, Antt. He's always been a middleweight. I thought because his height, he may have fought some early career fights at 154, but no, he was always a 60-pounder. But a short guy at 160.
Yeah,
and just a tough night out for anybody. But like I said, I told Sean, I want to one day I want to see this dude get a victory over somebody with a big name.
I got a kid down in Texas who is in the same position as Derevyanchenko. And I texted him the other day. He asked me to watch his fight. I watched just a little bit of his fight, but he's on like a 3-fight lose streak or something along those lines. And I told him yesterday or the day before, I said, man, no matchmaker is gonna match you to win. Promoters, managers, nobody's gonna match you to win. I'm sorry. It's just where you're at. You're a really good boxer. But you're beatable. And so people know that you're going to give their fighters rounds, but ultimately you're not going to put their fighter in danger and upset anybody. And he said, so what should I do? And I didn't respond to the question, because what I really wanted to tell him, if you love this game, just spar and train guys. If you really love this game, just spar and train guys. Nobody's going to match you and put you in a match where you're gonna win, or put you in a match, an evenly matched fight, and pay you. No, that ain't what this game is built to be, And I feel the same thing for Sergey. I think that it's time for him to just, if you love this game and you love getting in the ring, spar from time to time, enjoy that aspect, and train people and enjoy that aspect of it, because nobody's gonna put you in the ring to win. And it's crappy because somebody like him, you put him in a true 50-50 fight and he comes out on top every single time because he's that good. But they ain't putting him in the ring with nobody to win. And I feel like on top of that, they grabbed him and put him in the ring for Mbilli because they thought Mbilli was going to be the first one to stop him.
Yep. That's exactly what last night was supposed to be all about. And I think it was even questionable that it was a 10-round fight. I feel like they actually did that to benefit Mbilli. And it may have even backfired on them, because Mbilli might have got what they were looking for with another 2 rounds going into the 12th. There's some issues for Mbilli. One issue he doesn't have is he's very television friendly. He is super
game. He ready.
He's throwing heat, and he had great body work last night. And he's definitely a good offensive fighter on the inside. But I think the best scenarios for Mbilli is he could be in fight of the year type fights. I don't think he's necessarily a champion material, barring a weak title holder, so to say, but he one thing that's an issue for him is, I saw Derevyanchenko in April on the Haney Garcia undercard in Brooklyn. He didn't look that great, and he didn't do a lot of his inside mid-range work where he gets his best offense done. He was boxing a lot, which reminded me of what Andre Ward used to always say, which is usually the adjustment for fighters as they age is boxing more, because you don't want to get hit as much. You're not as willing to take that punishment in range. So, and it kind of helped Derevyanchenko weather the storm early and have some moments in the middle of the fight. I think he hurt Mbilli in the 7th round. Mbilli weathered that, hurt him by the end of the round. But the issue for Mbilli is you got power, but you're not hitting like that. Because if you were hitting like that, you hit Derevyanchenko, a middleweight who's 38, had seen his best days, and you still couldn't get him out of there, still couldn't drop him. And that's with killing him to the body. Landing all the shots you need to land to break him down. And there was times Derevyanchenko looked like he thought about wilting, or his body thought about wilting, but shout out to the veteran. He wouldn't allow that to happen. It was like, I didn't let Golovkin stop me. I didn't let Charlo stop me. I'm not going to let you stop me. And and based on what I saw, again, Mbil could be in some fight of the year contenders if you match him with the right fighters. But I don't think he beats Jaime Munguia. I think Munguia is better than him. I think Munguia has a better jab, and he could fight at more ranges. He could work combinations on the outside and on the inside. I think he's got better conditioning than Mbil. And Mbil can be found defensively, but I don't want to dump on Mbil. He's definitely fun and good for the division, good for boxing. I don't think he presents any issues whatsoever for Canelo. I think that could look like the James Kirkland fight, maybe a little more competitive because he's bigger and bringing more thump than James Kirkland, but he's kind of tailor-made for Canelo, even with Canelo getting older.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I feel the same way. He's not in that upper echelon of fighters right there, 168, or just in terms of being a champion in general. He fits the bill, and he's on paper becoming that guy, but stylistically, you got somebody with a good jab that's strong, and he's gonna have some issues. Stylistically, he got somebody that can take a punch like Derevyanchenko and can return something a little bit harder. You're right there in the line. You're right there squared up, as Tim said before the fight started. Fight's very square, which makes you a complete target. And I think that he's gonna have some problems trying to get a world championship title. They might be able to, fish and find one for him, especially right now at 168 with the way that it kind of is. But yeah, if we talking about Canelo, that's number one, a fight that don't nobody want to see right now, but also a fight that we see a lot of holes in his game, and we not gonna really like the fact of Canelo getting in the ring with him. Who would win between Canelo? I'm sorry. Who would win between Mbilli and the kid that Canelo's getting in the ring with?
Berlanga.
Berlanga. Excuse me. Who would win between Berlanga and Mbilli?
Mbilli.
I think Mbil has shown us a little more toughness than Berlanga, and I think Berlanga has more firepower than Mbil. That's like maybe the fight of the year type right matchmaking for Mbil that I'm talking about. I think Mbil, he showed us something last night that he kind of shot his load early, as he's one to do, and he withstood it. He had composure. He took the veteran coming back at him, hitting him with his best, and then found his second wind. That was probably the most important thing for Mbil in this fight. He found that I can get a second win and get back on like I do the early rounds. So that fight comes down to Berlanga's kind of superior power, and maybe he's a little bit better boxer too, versus Mbil maybe being a little bit more of a dog than Edgar. So that'd be a great fight.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I would say Demetrius Andrade got a better shot getting Canelo next to Mbil.
Damn.
At this point, I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know. And Canelo's liking his very winnable fights right now, and that is his WBC. No, he might say, "Give me that, give me that."
Yeah, but you don't think Demetrius? It's a good name on resume. Demetrius older now. You're not the young Demetrius anymore. I still will pull for my guy, but that'll be a tough night out for Demetrius.
Well, he's not really in line to fight for that fight anyway.
But Canelo's just.
Oh, true.
He does what he wants.
I see Canelo fighting Mbil.
Yeah. Oh, can you?
I can too.
I can't see him fighting.
I can too.
Cause I'm like, who? You fighting who?
You'll be like, he's my mandatory. What you want me to do?
At least Demetrius has a name behind him. This guy is just like, this guy don't even look tough, and I don't want no problems. Don't punch me in the face.